Hey, Episcopal Diocese of the Great Lakes. I am Molly Bosscher, your Standing Committee President, and I come to you with great news. Your Standing Committee, along with the Episcopal Diocese of the Great Lakes, has just entered into contract with an assisting bishop. Woo! I am very excited about that, partly because we have been looking for a really long time. We've been looking for an assisting bishop since June of 2024, and we've budgeted for this, and we're really grateful to Bishop Skip for staying a lot longer than what he wanted to originally, but now we have one. You might remember that we hired an interim executive officer. And that's a little different than an assisting bishop. The interim executive officer is working with our staff. And part of the reason we started looking for an interim executive officer is we could not find an assisting bishop. So Alan James has joined us, but we still need an assistant bishop because we need somebody to help us with things like confirmations, ordinations, and someone to have an Episcopal presence for us in this time when we do not have a Bishop Diocesan. So, are you ready for the name? Our new assistant bishop is the Right Reverend Ann Hodges-Copple. And she comes to us out of the Diocese of North Carolina, and she will start in August and will be done with us in April of 2027 when our first Bishop Diocesan is consecrated. So she is wonderful. The Standing Committee really enjoyed her, as did the assisting bishop interview team. We have so much to be grateful for with their good work, headed by the Reverend Pamela Nardowitz. They gave us such a good person, and we are just grateful to have her. And Bishop Ann will be part-time. She will be quarter-time. And as we figure out more about our relationship with her, we will let you know about it. Because she's not going to work with us full-time, it's going to be a little bit different. But she's going to help us continue to prepare for our Bishop Diocesan. And so we really look forward to having Bishop Ann among us.
Hello, Diocese of the Great Lakes. I am Ann Hodges-Copple, and I am the Bishop Suffragan of the Diocese of North Carolina, resigned or retired, as we might say. I did retire 2.5 years ago from being an active bishop in the Diocese of North Carolina. I was ordained and consecrated in 2013 when I became the Bishop Suffragan with the then Diocesan Bishop Michael Curry. You may know there have been a few changes in the diocese since then, and so I know a little bit about being an assisting bishop, about being an ecclesiastical authority, and then about going back to being a type of an assisting bishop, a bishop suffragan. I know what it's like when a diocese has so much going for it, but also has to go through the changes and challenges of changing bishop leadership. So I was happy to step back for a time and recalibrate my various vocations as a wife, as a mother, and now as a grandmother to 4 delightful, wonderful grandchildren who all live close to us, my husband and I, in Durham, North Carolina. But recently, the Spirit invited me to consider again an invitation to become an active bishop, this time as an assisting bishop to the newly created Diocese of the Great Lakes. Now, after much prayer and conversation with various stakeholders, including my family, I heard an affirming affirmation to say yes to this invitation. And North Carolina and Michigan may have more in common that you may at first realize. There's just a lot of interesting things about universities, about rural communities, about the struggles of going through economic transitions, both at the rural level, the suburban level, and the urban level. The struggles and opportunities our churches are facing as we adapt to such a different kind of mission frontier. Now, there's a lot to figure out about what being a part-time assisting bishop will look like in the particulars, and some of that's been started. I'm working with your diocesan leadership team to get that all laid out over the next month before I officially start in the middle of August, and we will communicate those particulars to you as they develop. But let me assure you of a couple of just very high-level things. The most important thing is I want to find ways to connect with you at a pastoral level and through a teaching level. Those are the most important functions of a bishop, to teach and be a pastor to the people of a certain geographical area. I know it's important to feel connected, and we have a lot of avenues for doing that, not the least of which are now these electronic and digital avenues. When I'm on the ground in Michigan, I want to be as available as possible in different parts of the diocese, and also when I get to a certain part of the diocese, make sure you know how you can get with me. And we'll share that schedule as soon as possible. But one of the things I can tell you right now is I would look forward to seeing many of you at this upcoming diocesan convention in October. Now, it's also going to be important how to be as accessible as possible to the most important people and groups of people as possible within this limited amount of time called 1/4 time. And that'll ebb and flow, and I'll do my best to keep track of that, but we're still figuring out what that looks like. But I really want to make sure that the use of my time has the most impact for the most people possible. So if you have ideas about that, communicate them to your diocesan leaders. But in the meantime, I'll be faithful in my prayers for you and the Diocese of the Great Lakes and all that God is and has and will be doing in and through us in our relationship. And I hope you will also pray for me and for my family. In the meantime, may the Lord bless you and keep you, and may the Lord shine the divine face of love and grace upon you and all whom you love and all that challenges you, now and forevermore. Amen.